But even though at the end of the film you have everything happy and everything wonderful and Cary Grant and Grace Kelly together, you still have that little twist of, well, Mother's going to love it here.
So this is where you live. Oh, Mother will love it up here.
So I think he brought everything, his humor and everything, into this one picture. George Tomasini had been an editor on so many of my grandfather's films, and he was the editor on To Catch a Thief. And he was so wonderful in the way that the story could be told from the different cuts. For an example, the kissing scene in the hotel room with Cary Grant and Grace Kelly, and cutting to the fireworks and cutting back to them and going back in such a way that you didn't need to see them kissing the whole time. In those days, you really could not show sexuality on the screen like you can today. So in the case of the hotel room scene, you knew what was going on, but all you had to see was them kissing and then the shot to the fireworks and then back again. And you got the story just as well as if you had been watching them just going at it the whole time.
After they had filmed it and Hitchcock submitted the film to get approval from the Production Code Administration, by this time Jeffrey Sherlock was in charge. And Jeffrey Sherlock saw the scene and cautioned that we have to cut before Cary Grant leans Grace Kelly into the sofa. And Hitchcock saw it and was not about to change anything. And he told his editor, George Tomasini, not to touch a frame of the picture. What he had them do instead was he had his composer, Lynn Murray, compose something which was a little less suggestive, a cue of music which was a little more comedic, and they got away with it.
The score in To Catch a Thief was so different, I think, from a lot of his other films. It was not the build-up that there normally is in the suspense type of thing. Like if you take the kissing scene with Cary Grant and Grace Kelly, it was a different sound than what we're used to hearing, and it was almost something that caught you a little off guard. But I think in this instance, it worked so well. The composer on To Catch a Thief was Lynn Murray, and he was actually instrumental in introducing my grandfather to Bernard Herrmann, who worked on his subsequent movies. The release of To Catch a Thief came on the heels of the release of Rear Window, which is a huge success. So I think there was little apprehension that they wanted to have this as big a success as Rear Window, and it did. It was a big box office success for my grandfather, for the studio. It had a royal premiere with Grace Kelly and Cary Grant and my grandfather. There really was a lot of publicity about this.
To Catch a Thief was a tremendous success, both financially and critically, and it solidified Hitchcock's relationship with both the studio and with his screenwriter. This was a crew that he would go on to make a number of pictures with, so he was very happy with his association at Paramount. It was certainly the happiest years of his career in some respects.
I remember my grandfather talking about how the movies were made for the audience. They were not made for the critics. They were not made for the studios. They were made for the people who paid the money to be entertained. That was what it was all about, was pure entertainment.
Tell me, what do you get a thrill out of most?
I'm still looking for that one.